All right, adding on to an MSRP of $55,699 Canadian, would you pay an extra $500 to get captain's chairs?
Actually, yeah, I would. I actually think it's a really good deal.
Well, that's the end of today's video. Just kidding, you guys. My name's Gabby.
I'm Charlotte.
And this is the 2025 Hyundai Palisade in the urban trim level. Now, the urban trim is quite amazing in this lineup.
Definitely.
It's only one up from the entry preferred model, and you already get a ton of advanced tech and safety functions, and you even get the option for captain's chairs if you're willing to swing an extra 500 bucks. But Charlotte, that's not the topic of today's video. What is?
Let me just turn this down.
Hold on, you guys. Technical difficulty.
Today we get to go and give you guys a full look at this vehicle and just show you what are some of the key differences that it has, and also just the fact that it is the only trim that has a higher degree of customization when it comes to the second row. But with that being said, we do these live. I lost my train of thought when it came to that. Let's go.
Let's get right into it. We'll start off with the exterior and the powertrain, and then we'll work our way inside, talk about some tech, talk about some safety, and get you familiar with the 2025 Hyundai Palisade. So the urban trim level definitely has a little bit of a different look, especially on the exterior. One thing you'll definitely notice is it's bold and it's dark. So we'll start off with our front grille right over here. It's always been a very, very large grille on the Palisade, but I will say when you get the urban trim and get everything kind of blacked out, it looks a little bit more mean, a bit more sporty, and doesn't stick out as much as the chrome would, but still definitely has a bold presence. You have your Hyundai emblem beautifully camouflaged in with the rest of the grille. I like how they didn't leave it in a satin finish. It just looks good, it's cohesive, it's nice. And then the cascade for the main grille pieces. Along the very bottom, you'll see we do have a radar plate, and that's going to be utilized for your advanced forward collision avoidance, but also your highway drive assist. So this vehicle builds up from the smart cruise control that was available on the preferred trim, but gives you the extra added customization and driver comfort to recognize speed limit changes on the highway, make your car adapt to what's going on, and know if there's any big changes on the road that you're driving on. For your headlamps, you get full LEDs. That's going to be for your positioning lights, your daytime running lights, and your main headlamp unit, including your high beam. You can see they're very bright, vertically stacked, and have a bit of a unique look to them. A lot of people like to talk about lower positioned headlights. Maybe you're not a fan of it. They just turned off, so I can't really talk about them that much anymore. We'll turn them back on. But I will say, driving the Palisade, beautiful light presence. You can definitely see it where you're driving. There's no issue there, and it's extremely sharp too. We'll get those lights back on so I can talk a little bit more about it. And we'll also pop the hood to talk about the powertrain. Now, the Hyundai Palisade only has one powertrain option here in Canada. It's a 3.8 liter V6, and it's a gasoline direct injection. I did not pop the hood, hold on. There we go.
There we go.
So a 3.8 liter V6 GDI, that is going to give you an output of 291 horsepower with 262 pound-feet of torque. You get a nice hydraulic lift for your hood, which is always a small convenience feature I appreciate. And then for your transmission, it's an 8-speed traditional automatic. So emphasis on traditional, there's no CVT, there's no dual clutch, it's a smooth shifting automatic. You'll definitely appreciate the automatic transmission if you are going to be towing with this car, and the towing capacity is 5,000 pounds, so quite impressive. So this vehicle has a very good horsepower and torque output. When it comes to its efficiency, because it is just a gasoline vehicle, you can expect it to not reach hybrid territory, but it is 11.1 liters per 100 kilometers combined, which I don't think is that bad, considering the size and the output of this car. The wheels really strike me. I do love these 20-inch alloys. They are very nice and exclusive to the urban trim. So they're going to be blacked out just like our front grille. A nice, I don't want to say menacing, because I do think that sounds a little bit corny, but they stand out. They're bold like the rest of the car. This paint color that we have on the exterior, I think perfectly matches with the dark accents. It definitely makes them pop a bit more. It doesn't look as basic as if we were to get a white exterior.
It hides more dirt than the white too.
Yes, that's a huge thing, especially in Canada where we get salt in the winter. This paint color will hide everything perfectly. I really do like it. It's called Typhoon Silver. We don't see it that often, but every time I do see it, I really do like it. For your tires, you just get an all-season, and this vehicle is equipped with all-wheel drive standard, so whether you're getting the preferred or all the way up to the ultimate calligraphy, you can expect H-Track all-wheel drive. Fun thing about the all-wheel drive system is it's pretty customizable, but it's also going to primarily operate in front-wheel drive when the weather is nice and your road conditions are normal. So asphalt on a nice sunny day, you don't necessarily need power to the rear wheels. The vehicle will know that, and it's going to give you a little bit better fuel efficiency because it's not performing as an all-wheel drive car. However, if you change up the environment and drive on a muddy road or a snowy road, the car will sense that and adjust the power as needed without you having to do anything. If you do want to do something though, there is a terrain mode select in this car where you can put it in snow, mud, or sand mode, and that will change the torque distribution, the stability control, and everything to fine-tune your car to those driving conditions. So it is fun to drive. Nothing really fun about snow or mud, but there is also sport modes, eco modes in this car too, which do change how everything's going to feel. For your mirrors, this is one of my favorite little things on the Palisade. Your turn signal repeater is actually on the front, but you do get one on the side here so people behind you can see what's going on. And the design is pretty funky. It looks good, but it's functional, of course. This car also comes with a full 360 view monitor, so if you look at the bottom of the mirror, you'll actually see a camera. There's also one integrated into the front grille, which I didn't point out, but I promise you it's there, and maybe we'll find some time to show it later. Essentially, all these cameras are going to piece together one view to show you everything that's happening around your car. So when you're parking a larger machine like this, you can see everything. Your mirrors, your handles, are body color, and you do have proximity entry. So as long as the key is on you, you can just press that little button there. The vehicle will unlock for you, making it easy to get in and out. And you get nice flush roof rails up at the top. We're all over the place today, you guys. The body, again, same paint match material. You do get a little bit of chrome around your window trim there and extends towards your rear pillar. However, your main window pillars are, again, going to be a nice glossy black finish. So while there is still a little bit of chrome, it's not too much, and the dark accents definitely override that. For your rear area, we do have a rear multi-link suspension, and there's also a self-leveling rear suspension starting on this trim level here, which is very helpful, again, if you are towing. Now, here's what I don't like about this car. Everything was blacked out and dark on the front, right? What's going on over here?
Why is it chrome?
Why is it chrome? Now, it's nothing a little bit of plastic dip can't fix. I'm a little bit confused as to why the design didn't translate to the back end here. Now, that's nothing, I guess, performance negative about this car. It's just cosmetic, and it is a small thing. You may not even notice it. But let's talk about the good things. So this tailgate over here, it's going to be your entry to a power lift. So as long as the key is on me, I can walk up to it, or I can press the button myself, either on the lift gate itself, on my key fob, or up at the front to access my cargo area. A drop of water just fell on me. That's okay.
It was raining like crazy today.
Yes. So this is a 3-row SUV, and every model will have 3 rows. It's up to you whether you get the bench seats or the captain's chairs, though. So like we mentioned earlier, if you want to swing an extra $500, you can get rid of that seat in the very center and get captain's chairs. But right now, we're saving $500, and we're getting a bench, getting an extra seat. These seats back here, there's 3 of them. I can't really bring them up right now.
Because of the plastic?
No, I can. You know why? Powered.
No.
Powered.
Wow.
You're not getting the full picture because of the plastic, but that's okay. And again, maybe not the fastest seats to come up, but it's powered. I didn't have to do anything except press a button, so why not? These seats, comfortable. You do have car seat tethers on each one and adjustable headrests. Underneath this floorboard here, you do have your kit for your spare tire, so your jack. You also get a privacy cover if you'd like to include this. It's very nice that this actually fits underneath this floorboard here, so if you do have people sitting in the third row, you don't have to throw this in your garage somewhere. It always has a spot in the car, unless you put something else there. And the spare tire itself is actually located underneath the vehicle. One more thing I'll point out, cosmetically, this vehicle does have a little bit of a difference from the trim level below, and that's because it gets a twin-tip, single-sided exhaust. So on the right side, you can see that there. No fancy exhaust note on this vehicle. Just your regular 3.8-liter V6 note. There are some parking sensors along the rear bumper, so that's of course going to help when you are maneuvering this vehicle. It's low speeds, and you do have your backup camera, of course, just the same as you have your full 360 view. Now let's talk about fuel. This vehicle just takes regular unleaded gas, so nothing too special. It has a 71-liter tank, so a pretty hefty gas tank. And like I mentioned earlier, it's an 11.1 liter per 100 kilometer rating. You could definitely see this vehicle do better depending on how you drive, or see it do worse. You'll see it do worse if you are towing with this car or if you have a heavy foot, but nonetheless, it's a pretty spacious vehicle, very, very tech forward, which Charlotte will show when we hop in the front, and tons of comfort. I really do like the customization, like we mentioned earlier, how you can pick between captain's chairs or regular bench, and it's not a huge price difference to do that. Now let's take a look at the front end just to show the camera before we hop inside. We'll do it now instead of later.
Yeah.
So it's going to be placed right in the very center of that huge grille, and it's actually very well hidden. If you daily drive this vehicle and notice that your cameras are dirty, here's where you're going to go to wipe it clean, just to make sure you're getting that full view from that forward camera. You also have parking sensors up front too, so that helps. They'll actually work together with the camera. If I were to get closer and closer to this wall over here, it'll show me my forwards camera because that's more relevant than the rear, and I'll get beeping inside the cabin to let me know when I'm getting too close. All right, let's take a look inside now. Switch your star.
All right. So now we get to go and take a look on the interior, and if you haven't already, the poll that we have going in the chat today is, do you prefer chrome accents? Do you prefer black accents, especially when it comes to the grille? So let us know, and if you haven't already, like this video for a new gimbal, and subscribe to the Kia Hyundai channel, please and thank you.
If for no other reason, do it for the gimbal.
Yeah, do it for the gimbal, and if your neck just broke, my sincere apologies.
Oh,
all right.
They want to do hazards. Do you mind pressing the hazards?
Of course.
All right, check that out. So your turn signal indicators or your marker lights, ambers, beautifully built in. When those are off though, you'll see it looks like it's just a piece of the design on the front end. It blends in perfectly with that huge front grille. I think it looks good. Here is your side indicator. So like I said, the very, very tip will highlight, but also the front end. No one is going to miss it if you're going to make a turn with this car. There's one more exterior element I want to showcase, and that's the actual bottom. So bumper on your door definitely has a bit more of a rugged look to it, hence the urban trim level. And it's a mix of matte and gloss black. All right.
All right, let's talk about what we see on the door. So for a first at a glance, I really like that we have this in Typhoon silver because we have a lot of silver interior details, and I just think it brings the niceties, the design of the exterior to the interior. Now, no matter which color you get, of course, it's still going to look like this, minus the body paint around the door itself. So we've got our design accents. Now we do have memory seats, which is one of my absolute favorite things, especially because you can link them to your driver profile. So absolutely fantastic to see that there. And then for your mirrors, they are electronically controlled. Our front two windows are also going to be one touch with pinch protection with regular automatic windows, and your child lock and window lock being the same button. For our speakers, we actually have 12 speakers in this vehicle, which is an absolute good time. I was gonna say it's absolutely awesome, but it is a Harmon Kardon premium sound system, and it's nice that we see this on the urban trim and you don't have to go all the way up to the ultimate calligraphy. Also, if you didn't notice, down below we have a Palisade boldly written on our door sills, which I think looks really good, so you better not forget what vehicle you're driving as you step in or out. Now the seats is also something that I'm exclusively excited for, Not only are they going to be a synthetic leather, but you can see that we have some great design detailing, and we'll show them in more detail as Gabby comes around, but also they have more of that gray stitching. Now, the seating configuration is another thing to be very excited about because look at how many different ways there are to configure it. You have regular 8-way with the inclusion of, 12-way with the inclusion of 4-way lumbar support, and then for the driver's seat, you also have a cushion extender. So if you're a taller driver or a shorter driver, you're going to be able to find the perfect seat, and this is going to be very comfortable for you too. Our passenger seat, it's going to be the same except for the inclusion of the extender, so very comfortable. These are also heated and ventilated in the front. I'll show over here and then I'll have Gabby come around, but from here you're going to have your brightness adjuster, and we also have dedicated tow modes for the Palisade. So what you do is when this is enabled, it is going to disable some of the rear safety features such as your rear parking sensors, but it's also just going to change the shift points of the vehicle to give you an overall smoother feel when towing. And the nice thing is that you can actually customize the weight load in the screen. And if you want to learn more about tow modes, we have a video on it, and I'll link that down below in the description. You also have your traction control, your controls for your tailgate if you want to open it from the interior, and electronic parking brake. All right, come around.
All right, didn't really talk much about the taillights. That's them. Hazards are also on. High-mounted stop lamp. I would love to see this hidden under the spoiler, but it's okay. It is what it is. The Palisade definitely shines a lot more when it comes to the interior. All right, seat.
Here's the seat. Here's what it looks like. It's fully black. I think it looks really good. I love the gray detailing on the side. And again, love that they're heated and ventilated. Very comfortable. If there's one thing that this vehicle does, it is hauling, whether that is cargo with tow modes, whether that's people with all of the comfort features that we have. This vehicle really excels in that area, and it does it in a really luxe way. All right, so let's talk about what else we have directly in front of me, which of course is going to be our steering wheel. It's leather wrapped, it's heated, and we have a split between our media controls and our driving controls on either side. We also have this button here that looks like a little notes icon where I can toggle through the center screen. This is a 12.3-inch screen, and from here I can see my safety features, my accumulated info, even a digital speedometer. I can also see my navigation. If it's set in the head unit, the gimbal is gimbling. Love that, love that. From here I'll also be able to see things like power distribution and also TPMS. I'm not too sure why our gimbal is struggling today, but hopefully we'll be able to get it to be a little bit more stable, hopefully. Behind the steering wheel, you do have your paddle shifter, so if you want to go through that 8-speed automatic, you definitely can do so from here, especially because we have a button shift-by-wire gear shift, nothing to knock into manual mode. It would just be done through your paddle shifters. Of course, lighting stock, wiper stock, all of that is pretty straightforward, and we can take a look at our multimedia screen. How's it going?
This isn't working well.
Yeah, you may just need to hold it. Okay. So 12.3 inches here as well. Everything is framed in piano black. And you know what? Now that it's been a while since I've seen piano black, I am starting to come around to it, and I dare say I've almost missed it. So it is nice to see it, and I like the framing. Now, for some passenger-focused things that this feature has is we do have things like passenger talk, so an integrated intercom basically for the vehicle. That way I don't have to shout back to the third row. I can just simply use that and they'll be able to hear me. Also quiet mode to dampen the rear speakers, and you'll also notice that we have on here buttons for rear climate and also for climate. So we have tri-zone climate control, as you can see from it down in this area. We can adjust it, but also we're gonna have controls in the second row, but if I don't want to, I can also lock them from up here. That way I'm the one who's still in control of the climate and no one's turning on the heat in the summer or the air conditioning in the winter. For our CarPlay, you are going to be utilizing a wired connection, but of course it does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You just got to plug it in. And if we pop into setup, you can go and see all of those different safety features that Gabby mentioned and where you can adjust them to see if you want it to be an active assist or an active alert as well. Other than that, we do have Hyundai BlueLink, which is Hyundai's telematics system, so your smartphone integration, and there's a ton of other passenger-focused features. Another one that you've probably noticed up here is going to be a rear occupant alert. So this is going to let us know which seatbelts are in use, and also there are ultrasonic sensors in the vehicle, so if it does detect motion, it actually will send an alert to your phone after 10 minutes. If nothing has been rectified and it still senses motion, it actually will set off the panic button. So no one is getting trapped in their vehicle or leaving anything that moves behind. For our controls here in the center, and I'll turn the vehicle back on, it is push to start, as you can see. All of these buttons are going to do exactly what they say, and I love that we have integrated navigation as well in this vehicle. Our climate control is a 5.5-inch screen right here, and I already showed you that you can adjust it, of course. And then everything here is going to do as it says, change fan speed, change fan direction, and then you can also quickly access into rear climate while also having it come up on the screen. So very easy to use. Here is going to be some more areas where you can customize it. Gabby already mentioned the fact that we've got our drive and terrain modes. You simply press down and spin, and the cool thing about the drive modes is they will actually change the display on your instrument cluster. So sport, smart, eco, and comfort. So it's fun to see those little touches as always.
Oh, this is so bad. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep you guessing. For our gear shift, it is a button style shift by wire. And then from here, you can also see we've got auto hold, downhill braking assist, idle stop and go, our rear view camera, which will also bring up our 360 camera with parking sensors. And as Gabby said, when those parking sensors sense anything, it is going to give you a beep, but it's also going to bring up the feed depending on what's detected on or through the sensors and what area. So very cool to see that from here. You also have a hitch camera, so utilizing that 5,000 pounds of towing capacity, and also a quick view of your mirrors. Now from here, we also have an area where we can spin it around and you can see the live feed of the vehicle, which I think is really cool. I always love this, especially when I am in a parking lot. Down here, you'll see that we have our heated and ventilated seats, as well as our heated steering wheel in the center. And I'll do here, do up top, and then I'll turn the vehicle on to show you the blind view monitor. So open this up and you can see we've got our keys stored in there, your USB for connectivity, and we have 2 of those guillotine style cup holders. It's nice because the center of it in here is illuminated with an LED light as well. For our key fob, no egg-shaped key fob, just really comfortable lock, unlock, panic button, tailgate release, and of course remote start as well, integrated on the key fob. I'm gonna open this up, there it is. And in here we have a 12 volt, and we also have a USB-C for charging. Close those up. Little storage compartment up top. Up here, you can see we do have our sunroof, one-touch sunroof. Very nice to see. LED interior lighting. Up here, controls for more Kia Connect as well. Okay.
Hyundai.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Hyundai Blue Link. I'm so used to saying Kia Connect.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to turn the vehicle on real quick just to show you guys the blind view monitor. So when the vehicle is on, you indicate a turn. Oh. There you go. You can see that it'll bring up a camera live feed, replacing your speedometer right there. So very cool to see. All right, let's head to the second row. Hopefully no more problems.
But the camera's not dying. I had it charging all day today. Ooh!
It must just not be supporting the weight for some reason. Okay, so back seat, incredibly comfortable, which is something I definitely value, especially because the purpose of this vehicle is hauling. Whether it's cargo or whether it's people, you want it to be done properly and definitely in style, which is what this back seat does. We have LED interior lighting. You'll also probably notice the fact that we have a rooftop mounted vents, so good direction of airflow. And then down here in the center console, the rear center console is going to be those controls which are lockable from the front. And you'll also notice that we have heated seats for the 2 main seats. If you are doing the captain's chairs configuration, of course it's only going to be the 2 main seats and they are going to be heated and ventilated. You still have a 12 volt, very nice to see. We have dual USB-Cs in the rear of the seats, and then we still have a nice leather pocket and a small cargo pocket. On the door sills, you can see that we have 2 cup holders plus a bottle opener, or not a bottle opener, bottle holder and integrated sunscreen. So perfect, you don't need to stop and get those ones at Canadian Tire. These ones fit perfectly and they store flush in the door sill, which is an absolute win if you ask me. In the center, I will show you that we do have a adjustable armrest with cup holders too. And the nice thing about these bench seats is they are on a 60-40 split and they are also on a rail system. So if you need to adjust any pass-through room for car seats or people in the back, you can do so just by pulling the lever at the bottom. So very comfortable, very smart to see, and they also, you can adjust the backrest on them as well. All right, so let's head into the third row. It's very easy to get into the third row. There's actually 2 buttons. You're able to see one there. There is also one located a little bit lower, which is going to go and automatically bring these seats forward so that you can hop in. So 3 seats back here too. These are going to be those ultrasonic sensors I mentioned to you before about for the rear occupant alert, and we still have air vents back here too. 3 seats, like I said. So this is the middle seat back here. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a true bonus seat. So put your smallest person back here for sure. But nonetheless, I still like the amount of amenities that we have. We have seatbelt clips, that way they're not getting in the way. If you have people back here, you can knock forward seats. You can also raise them up as we saw. And then of course, you're still having cup holders with USB-Cs. So very nice given the fact that this is the third row. Big bonus points for these right here.
There's another thing you can do with those seats though, so they actually recline.
Yes. You guys
even
see that?
further.
I don't know if the plastic's hindering, but look. So there's, let's see how far back we can get it to go. Yeah, I think that's it. So adjust it a little bit. Yeah, comfy.
All right, anything else?
I think that's it for back here. Speakers still.
Okay, we are at the 23-minute mark, so I'll probably just walk around the car and show some more highlights. And
Yeah.
Charlotte, if you see any questions,
I'll grab them.
we'll go through them. We'll look at the wheels again. So wheels are exclusive for the urban trim level. Definitely have a more urban edge, urban appeal. Blacked out like the front of this car. Wish I could say like the back of this car too, but not so much.
It didn't get the memo.
Yeah, it did not get the memo. The grille is my favorite part about the Palisade. The Cascade look is very nice. I like how the turn signal indicators are hidden too. So you would not even guess that's a light until you took a very close look, or of course, if they were illuminated, but that's it. Hyundai emblem matched with the front grille also looks nice. Then we'll work our way to the back and be a little bit
A lot of people
disappointed.
from the poll in the chat are saying that they prefer the look of a black grille or black accenting versus chrome. And I think I have to agree. That's definitely something we're seeing a lot more of. We're seeing a lot more of the black accents versus the traditional chrome. And I'm not mad about it.
All right, bold Palisade in chrome. Definitely stands out. I will,
It's there.
again, I'll say super nice color contrast with the silver and the dark. Typically, I feel like white is the most popular choice for any sort of blackout package, unless you're getting full black on black. But I think this looks way better. Let me know what you guys think, though.
Gabby, do you prefer flat black or glossy black accents?
Glossy black looks nicer, but harder to take care of. And then obviously flat black is easier to take care of. But why don't you just get like a nice satin detail and material, something shiny, put it on the matte black, and then get the best of both worlds.
You get the best of both worlds.
DT UK said chrome is very dated now. I think chrome definitely has a place on the right car. I just don't like when chrome's mixed with other materials, especially when the other material in question is a blackout.
Matthew Baldwin says, new subscriber and viewer here. Really like your channel. Thanks for joining us today, Matthew.
Gabby, you know what's wrong with this car? What I pointed out, it's only the liftgate. The liftgate is the only thing wrong with this car right now. But I will say it is the introductory to the power lift, which is nice. Then Mark said it's not an EV. Well, we'll have the Ioniq 9 soon enough, and that'll be basically an electric Palisade. Quick hello from Grant.
Oh, hello. Is this video time? What time is it?
Yeah, every day, 2:30.
It's a senior's moment, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We'll just do a quick respec or reiterate the engine spec. 3.8 liter V6 gasoline direct injection, 291 horsepower with 262 pound-feet of torque. Any questions, Charlotte?
I'm just taking a look.
Nice bold grill.
Is that a Mack truck?
Oh boy. All right. And then an 8-speed automatic smooth shifting transmission, 5,000 pounds of towing capacity. And then Mark asked, okay, for real, is it CCNC? So not on the 2025s. We'll likely get that on our refresh. So we still have, it's a 12.3-inch display. But
Dual 12.3 inch.
Yeah, dual 12.3 inch, but our previous software, it's been confirmed that the software will never be able to accommodate wireless CarPlay. So that's not going to happen.
I will say, I feel like if you had the wireless phone charger, I feel like it would make a bigger difference in not having wireless CarPlay. But the fact that this is a wired connection, you're still going to be plugging it in. You're still going to be getting charged to your phone. So I feel like that wouldn't be a deterrent for me in this specific vehicle, if that makes sense.
Yeah. MG asked about digital rear view mirror. Not on this trim level. Keep in mind, this is only one up from the base model, but it is available on the Palisade.
Guys, this is one up from the base model. We got ventilated seats. We got rear heated seats.
360 camera.
We got blind view monitor.
Yeah.
We got all those terrain modes, all those drive modes. This is not your average one up from the base.
I think it was MG that asked earlier, but they said who's going to use all of those camera angles? And the answer is, well, it seems confusing when we're showing it because we're not actively parking the vehicle, so the vehicle isn't summoning the camera on its own. It's us showing you it and us clicking through the menus to pick different screens. But if I was moving my vehicle around, parking it, and I got close to something on the reverse side, so I'm reversing my car, it shows me my backup camera. If I'm pulling into a spot and I get close to something, it shows me my front. I don't actually have to touch anything to get those views.
Yeah, once it triggers something, and you can see that obviously from the sensors in the front, it brings up that live feed for you automatically.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like putting your vehicle into reverse and your rear view camera comes up. It's going to do the same thing once triggered.
Yeah. It seems very technical and complicated, but it's very simple when you're actually driving the vehicle and using it.
Yes, definitely.
Just not demonstration purposes.
Gabby, are you in a good mood or a bad mood today?
I'm not gonna lie, it's very rainy and gross here today. Driving into work, it was dark and foggy. I'm wearing all black because I'm tired. But yeah, it's not the nicest weather, especially compared to last week, 30+ degrees in Texas.
Guys, so hot.
All right, is that it?
I think that's really it.
All right, you guys, thank you for watching. This is an awkward angle. We got too much of my face and just Charlotte's head and arm, but take care.
Snooches, see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.